It was a freezing morning in December. The streets of the city bustled with people in designer coats and steaming coffee cups, while luxury cars lined the sidewalks. In the heart of the business district, towering glass buildings reflected the golden hue of the rising sun. Inside one such tower stood Zara Malik, a fierce, confident, and widely respected female CEO of a billion-dollar tech firm. Known for her strict discipline, unmatched intelligence, and icy demeanor, Zara had built her empire from the ground up. But what no one really knew was that behind her powerful smile hid deep scars, the kind that time hadn't healed. Zara's world was one of deadlines, mergers, board meetings, and late-night strategy calls. Every day was predictable, every minute counted. She didn't have time for emotions, certainly not distractions. But fate has a strange way of sneaking in, usually when we least expect it. It was on a particularly cold morning that Zara's life took an unexpected turn. She had just stepped out of her black SUV, heels clicking on the marble pavement, as her assistant rushed behind her, reading off her schedule for the day. Zara's attention was split between the upcoming shareholder meeting and a troublesome acquisition in Singapore. But just as she was about to enter the building, a tiny voice tugged at her consciousness. "Ma'am," Zara didn't hear it at first. "Ma'am, can I spend a day with you?" She stopped, turned slowly, irritated by the interruption. Standing there, in worn-out shoes and an oversized sweater that swallowed her tiny frame, was a little girl, no older than 6. Her big brown eyes stared up at Zara with a desperate innocence. I don't have a mama anymore," the girl said, holding a tattered teddy bear. "Can I spend a day with you? Just today?" Zara blinked. Silence surrounded them for a moment, the busy city now sounding like a distant hum. She stared at the girl, unsure how to respond. Her assistant looked confused. Security guards nearby shifted uncomfortably. "Where are your parents?" Zara asked sharply. The girl looked down. "Mama got very sick, she went to heaven. I live in the shelter now, but they said no visitors today. And I saw you coming in, you look like a mama from the movies." Zara's throat tightened. Her heart, long locked away behind walls of logic and power, stirred uncomfortably. She opened her mouth to say something, maybe to tell the girl to go back, maybe to call someone, but the words didn't come. Instead, she found herself kneeling down. "What's your name?" she asked softly. "Aaliyah," the girl whispered. Zara glanced at her watch, then at the building behind her. Deadlines waited, meetings loomed, but something in Aaliyah's eyes, that ache for love, that echo of loneliness, mirrored her own childhood. Her own mother had died when she was 7. She had forgotten what comfort felt like. She had vowed never to let weakness enter her world again. But here was this child, breaking that vow without even trying. "Come on," Zara said, standing up and holding out her hand. "Just for today." Aaliyah's face lit up like a morning sun. She grabbed Zara's hand tightly, as if she were afraid this miracle might vanish. What followed was a day unlike any Zara had lived in decades. At first, she took Aaliyah to her office, unsure of what to do. Her employees looked at the little girl in disbelief as the usually no-nonsense CEO walked in hand with a child. Whispered questions floated in the air. "Who is she? Is that Zara's daughter? Is she okay?" Zara ignored them all. She set Aaliyah up in her private lounge, gave her hot chocolate, and told her assistant to bring coloring books. But Aaliyah wasn't just interested in coloring. She followed Zara around the office, asking questions, laughing loudly, breaking the air of tension that always seemed to hover over the building. "Why is everyone so quiet here?" "They're working," Zara replied with a faint smile. "They look like robots," Aaliyah giggled. For the first time, Zara laughed. Actually laughed. Later, she canceled her meetings. She took Aaliyah to a nearby amusement park. They rode the merry-go-round, shared cotton candy, and played arcade games. Zara looked awkward at first, uncomfortable in her expensive pantsuit, trying to fit into a child's world, but soon, she began to relax. She even took her heels off and ran through a water fountain with Aaliyah, their laughter echoing through the air like music. As the sun began to set, they sat on a bench by the lake, watching ducks glide across the water. "Do you miss your mama?" Zara asked softly. Aaliyah nodded, hugging her bear. "Every night, I talk to her, even if she can't hear." Zara's voice caught in her throat. She looked away. "I used to talk to mine too," she whispered. "She was kind, gentle. She taught me to dream." Aaliyah looked at her. "Did you stop dreaming?" Zara's eyes shimmered. "Maybe I did, until today." They sat in silence, two lost souls who had somehow found each other for one beautiful day. Dash dash dash. But reality doesn't stay paused forever. As the stars twinkled overhead, Zara took Aaliyah back to the shelter. The staff there looked surprised to see them. "She's never opened up to anyone before," one of the caretakers said. "But she looks so happy." Zara knelt beside Aaliyah. "Thank you for spending the day with me." Aaliyah clutched her hand. Can I call you Mama just for tonight?" Zara's heart broke and healed all at once. She pulled Aaliyah into a tight hug. "Yes, just for tonight. And maybe for more nights too." Dash dash dash. The next few weeks changed everything. Zara began visiting the shelter regularly. She supported them financially, of course, but more than that, she gave her time. She spent hours with Aaliyah and the other children. Her employees saw a new side of their CEO, a woman who smiled more, who laughed without reason, who paused to listen. Eventually, Zara filed for adoption. It wasn't easy. There were legal hurdles, emotional challenges, moments of doubt. The media caught on. Whispers turned into headlines. CEO Zara Malik adopts orphan girl. From boardroom to bedroom stories. The CEO who found her heart. But Zara didn't care. For the first time, she wasn't running from her past, she was embracing her future. Dash dash dash. 1 year later, on the same cold December morning, Zara and Aaliyah walked hand in hand into the office again, only now, Aaliyah wore a small blazer and carried a toy laptop. "Morning, boss," the receptionist joked. Aaliyah giggled. "I'm the baby CEO." Zara looked down at her daughter, and smiled. She had spent years building a company, a reputation, an empire. But in the end, it took a little girl's question, "Can I spend a day with you, ma'am?" to show her the one thing she hadn't built. A family. And it turned out, that was the greatest empire of all.